the same time, married for 35 years. You know, I always admire this brother. Despite of the challenges up to now, he experiencing him and his family, but remain faithful, continuing serving the Lord. No more delay, I'd like to introduce to you Brother Ray Limaco, Life and Mission of CFC.
Afternoon, brothers and sisters. I pray for the guidance of the Holy Spirit to guide me in this talk, for me to be able to give justice to the very nice introduction of Brother Jojo. Anyway, Life and Mission of Couples for Christ.
We show you a picture.
Yeah. Before that, can you pass a picture of the 9 children that Brother mentioned?
Yeah, this is the 10 years ago picture.
Oh, that's yeah. We came here with the children and with my pregnant wife. So you see, that says go forth and multiply, and we take the command of God seriously. We multiply. Right. So much more for that. It's not about me, it's about God. So last week, and just a while ago, we talked about the basic tools for growth in our Christian life. One tool is the need to be in a regular fellowship and supportive relationship with other Christians, which is best attained with a community like Couples for Christ. This time, I will present to you some details how we learn to appropriate God's wisdom and power for our family life as we enter into a committed relationship with one another as Christian couples or as Christian true men of God or servants of the Lord in the community of Couples for Christ. I would like to explain to you the life and mission of Couples for Christ briefly, trace its history, and describe some of its major programs and activities. But first of all, we need to define Couples for Christ. What is Couples for Christ? Couples for Christ is a Christian community for the renewal and strengthening of family life and making the love of God felt among the poor. It started in 1981 with only 16 couples. That means there are 12 of them, 12 people around. And it is highly evangelistic. It started in Manila, and it is a highly evangelistic community that continues to grow. As of 2015, there were about 700,000 active committed adult members and about 300 kids and young adults in the different countries throughout the world. It is present in the different continents like in Africa, Middle East, Asia, Europe, North America, Oceania, South America, Caribbean, practically every part of the world. And it is present in all the provinces in Canada and states in the US. So anywhere you go, once you're Couples for Christ, you will find home, you will find family wherever you go. Just like me, I came from Washington. When I come here, I find my family away from my family, away from home. So, Couples for Christ is one with the Catholic Church. It is officially recognized by the Vatican Pontifical Council of the Laity as a private international association of pontifical right. Through its formation program, Couples for Christ aims for its members to grow in holiness. It's very timely that the theme for this year's for Couples for Christ is called to holiness. So call to holiness for us to. It's a very hard calling, but it's a command that we need to try our best to achieve. So, brothers and sisters, through its transformation program, Couples for Christ aims for its members to grow in holiness, as I mentioned a while ago. What we are called to do, to be part of all our brothers and sisters in a committed service with the goal of achieving the Couples for Christ mission and vision. And what is the Couples for Christ vision? It is building the church of the home. So Couples for Christ, in the beginning, has established family ministries since 1993. It started with Kids for Christ, when you have small children and even babies for Christ. And then when they grow older, they become teenagers, they become youth for Christ. And then they become young adults, they become singles for Christ. And then when they are widower or separated from the wife, or far away from the wife, for the men, we become servant of the Lord. For the sisters, they are called the handmaids of the Lord. So practically, we call this the womb to tomb ministry, from the start to the time that we do not exist anymore than here. So Couples for Christ is a gift of life program that seeks to address threats to family and life, and strong advocacy in defending and promoting life from conception to natural death. So Couples for Christ is a gift of life, and we do prayer all the time because we want to be behind those who cannot defend themselves, especially the young babies that are being aborted. Brothers and sisters, through building the Church of the Poor, Couples for Christ live out the social teachings of the church. And through ANCOP, answering the cry of the poor, this is where we put action into our faith, because faith without action is dead. So, as the saying goes, you can see the fruits, the results. When you see the fruits, the result of you putting into action. So in the ANCOP, answering the cry of the poor, and the Couples for Christ Social Development Program, it includes shelter, includes health and education through the child sponsorship program and Cornerstone, as Brother Manny has a sponsor, and Sister Lourdes, has sponsored a child. And tutorial and values formation in public school. The social development programs are Couples for Christ ministry work with the migrant, men and women in uniform. So even in the military, we have Couples for Christ. In the Philippines, we have Couples for Christ in the camp. I was in Couples for Christ in the Philippines and experienced that. And then in the Philippine Military Academy, they also have. And also in the U.S. Station right now, there are many ongoing Christian life programs for the military men in service. So there is also service for the prison, for the prisoners, for the good governance, environment, and cooperatives. And for me, I was sharing, I experiencing service with the music, with the elderly, alcoholics, and those homeless people. And I offer it as a service through Couples for Christ. Because God has entrusted me the gift of music, I want to give back. And you feel good when you see lonely people being happy with the music and sharing the music. So we would like to share with you the statement and philosophy of Couples for Christ. Jojo Larcon to please read the first part. Read the first part, Brother Jojo.
Couples for Christ adheres to a set of beliefs and ideals from which flow its Christian values, attitudes, and behavior, as well as its teachings, programs, and approaches to Christian renewal within the context of family relationships. So it adheres to a set of beliefs and ideals.
Okay, thank you very much. How about the next Couples for Christ statement and philosophy? Can we request Brother Ricky?
We believe marriage is an indissoluble institution as taught by our Lord Jesus Christ, and that God created marriage primarily for love between men and women, and for the procreation and proper living of children.
Thank you very much. And for the next one, can we request Brother Chris?
We believe that God created man and wife with equal personal worth and dignity, and that God ordained order in the family, giving the man the role as head of the family and the woman as his helpmate and support, which roles best express their complementarity.
Okay. Next one, Brother Philip, please. So,
Inalienable and irreplaceable right and responsibility of parents to educate their children, and that children need to be educated in essential human and Christian values of them to become responsible and mature members of society.
okay. How about from the
Ladies.
sisters? From the sisters. Can we request Sister Shirley, please?
Believe that the family in practicing the gospel message shares in the life and mission of the church through prayers, evangelization, service to others, especially to the family.
Praise the Lord. And the next one is reserved for Brother Jojo Razon.
We believe that Christian family renewal can best be achieved through inviting Jesus, the Lord, in our homes, and allowing the power of the Holy Spirit to lead our family lives and to the full use of His spiritual gifts at our disposal.
Thank you very much, brothers and sisters, for your participation. And so, brothers and sisters, from this statement of philosophy of Couples for Christ, we can see the importance of the mission of Couples for Christ. The family, as the basic unit of society, is in accordance to God's plan. The future of humanity passes by way of the family. However, there are many forces in the world that seeks to destroy the family. What we can see is the spiritual warfare, the attacks from the evil one. That's why in every Mass we always have the prayer of Saint Michael the Archangel to defend us in battle. Because many times we try it on our own, but sometimes we do not see on our naked eyes that there are enemy forces against God, which is Satan. And as we always say, Saint Michael the Archangel defend us in battle. Be our defense against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, and do thou our kings of heavenly hosts by the power of God thrust into hell Satan and all the evil spirit who proud about the word, seeking the ruins of soul. We need the help of the Holy Spirit and all the angels and saints in our spiritual battle. And of course, we also do our part. So, brothers and sisters, Couples for Christ has been raised by God to defend His work. Our task is to strengthen family life, because that is a basic of our of humanity, family life, which the evil one is trying to destroy. And this is the reason for being. We accomplish this by working for the renewal of individuals, of each and every one of us, transformation of each and every one of us. When there is transformation in each and every one of us, there is also transformation. It follows that there is a transformation in the family. And once many families are being transformed, the church on the global basis and by providing a strong support environment for our members. So, brothers and sisters, Couples for Christ has a covenant. And in Couples for Christ, we make a commitment to grow together in holiness. As Christian couples or as an individual, and to encourage and support one another in living a spirit-filled Christian life. As the saying goes, no man is an island. We need one another, most especially in our faith. If you think you're strong enough, you practice your own faith. Brothers and sisters, think about a bonfire put together, burning so hotly that when you remove one bonfire, it will just die a natural death. And so that also goes with our faith. If we don't have the support of those who share our faith, it's hard to be practicing our faith. In Couples for Christ, we have 5 points commitment. The covenant of Couples for Christ, which is embodied in a small white card that we carry with us all the time. After we finish our Christian Life program, we are given a small covenant card. And I would like to invite each and every one of you to read the covenant of Couples for Christ. Okay, let's all together read the covenant of Couples for Christ. Trusting in
The Lord's help and guidance.
I shall live as a follower of Christ.
Pray every day for at least 15 minutes. Read scriptures every day for at least 15 minutes. Participate regularly in the worship life of our church. Avoid sin and wrongdoing. Put good order into my private life. I dedicate myself to the task of building a strong family for Christ. Seek regular weekly dialogue with my spouse, my children. Exercise my duties as parents. Pray with my family daily and celebrate the Lord's Day together. Invest generous amounts of time for home and family. Third, I make myself available to the Lord for service. Bring other couples to Christ. Make time to serve with Couples for Christ whenever I am called to serve and follow the directions of those who have responsibility for my service.
So I will
Relate in love and loyalty to other members of Couples for Christ. Attend my small group meetings regularly
and support the good order of the meeting. Faithfully participate in all the activities of the group. Accept other couples whom the Lord adds to our number.
I shall study and seek to grow as a Christian person and in understanding and fulfillment of my marriage vocation. Attend all courses, retreats, workshops, and conferences of Couples for Christ. Diligently study all materials given to me. May our Lord Jesus Christ help me to live the covenant of the Couples for Christ every day for His greater honor and glory and for the good of many brothers and sisters.
So thank you very much, brothers. So how do we support one another? We support one another through a household. All members of Couples for Christ belong to a small group which we call household. At the end of Christian Life program, which is going to be next week, next Sunday, we are so excited to welcome you to the family. And so once you're finished the Christian Life program, you make your commitment to Couples for Christ, actually to God, between you and God, through Couples for Christ. You will be assigned to a household, a small group. The purpose of a household group is to have a smaller and more intimate environment for personal support in Christian life, and to provide a means of encouraging and hastening growth as a Christian. Here in the household where you now belong, you can share life experience and reflections of God's love. You can be helped. You can to overcome obstacles in Christian lives. You will develop a real friendship and true brotherhood and sisterhood, without which our Christian life would lack joyful expression. A household is composed of from 4 to 7 couples, and for servant of the Lord, just the same, and it is headed by a leader, one household leader, and it is set up immediately after the Christian Life program, after you're being dedicated. The household meets once a week on the same day of the week as mutually agreed upon by all its members. The household meetings are held in the homes of the group members on rotation basis from week to week, holding the household meeting in our homes as the following values. We will have the opportunity in worshiping the Lord in our homes and make the truth that the home is a domestic church a concrete reality. And God's blessing will surely descend upon the home where God's people can be found worshiping Him together and growing in faith together. So the people living with us, our children, perhaps our parents, our household help, the people who are closest to us, will be aware of what we are involved in and what we do every week. To them, we will become people who are living their Christian faith openly and powerfully. What we do in our home may be used by the Lord as an effective tool for evangelization, especially to our relatives, to our neighbors, and to our friends. As I was saying, I got an opportunity to join Couples for Christ way back in 1995 in the Philippines. So before I come to America, I was already Couples for Christ. And I experienced serving in the slums area. So there was a brother that comes to the Christian Life program. Every time he comes to the Christian Life program, he's not really drunk, but you can smell the liquor. The next time around, he continues, but he never got absent in the Christian Life program. But he always come with a shot to drink. I found out later on that his neighborhood, when he passed by, sasabihin niya, pare, tagay mo na. Hindi siya makaiwas eh. He cannot refuse. Kasi pakisama yun eh. So every time he goes to the Christian Life, he always drink. Brothers, until the time that he become part of our household, the same, there's no changes. But he is very active. So, I just witnessed the transformation, brothers. After so many times that he continuously, faithfully go to a household meeting and prayer, there really is transformation. I see that transformation to my experience, or my long time experience with Couples for Christ. And he changed. And he became a man who do not drink anymore. Who became high on the Lord.
Different
but
spirit.
not only that, brothers and sisters, you know the slums area where there are side by side, the doors are side by side. When you pass by, they are all drinking spree. But later on, brothers and sisters, it's really very touching. One by one, they bring them to Couples for Christ. Then the next time around that we go there, they will be asking each other, dati-dati, tagay pre, tagay. But this time around, when you go there, Brad, kailan ang household meeting nyo? Brad, I was really very touched when that very place, Islam area, was being transformed. So you can see the power of the Holy Spirit. It's not only those followers during the early days of Christ that are bold and on fire in serving the Lord. Until now, when the power of the Holy Spirit is being upon us, showing us the way. It's not because of our ability and our strength, but it is because of the guidance and empowerment of the Holy Spirit. So we can be a source of evangelization. We are just tools. Whatever gift that God has given to us, we give it back to the Lord. Otherwise, we just die naturally. If you sing, if you don't share it, you will not. They were telling me in the elderly, Brother Ray, you are a blessing to us because they are not being visited by their families. They are sad. Every time they see me coming, they clap their hands, and I was inspired. And I was telling them, brothers, you said that I am a blessing. You do not know that you are also a blessing. You only don't know my family is away. I'm away from my family. And if I sing by myself, I sing 2 songs, I get bored. But when you are there, I see you happy. And you are dancing, and then you are clapping, even for a while. I spent 3 hours there playing, and then I don't want to leave because they don't want to leave. So right now I came from an elderly. I said, I'll go to the Christian Life program. I said, I cannot leave. It's a commitment. So God, it's not because of my strength. It is because of the empowerment. God has given me a reason to give back my service to the Lord by seeing those outcasts and unfortunate. So brothers and sisters, every one of us has a gift, and you will be surprised one day you will be empowered and be using your gift to glorify the Lord. That other people will be seeing Christ in you. You will be the light. So there are basically 3 ingredients in a typical household meeting: an extended period of prayer and worship, a time for sharing our discussion, and sometimes for fellowship. We share our experience, and when you hear other experience, you are thinking, oh my God, I can't bear my cross. It's so difficult. And once you heard others people sharing, you will be empowered. If they will be asking, would you like to exchange crosses? No, brother, you will take your cross, I take mine. So that is the one when we share our reflections and experience, we empower each other. So by our ongoing teaching and formation, there are 4 formal first-year teaching programs. First is the covenant orientation. So after 3 months, you will be getting a covenant orientation. And after 6 months, if you are married, you will join marriage enrichment retreat. So the next CLP, you bring your wife so that you will be entitled to this. Otherwise, you will be obliged to join the where's Brother Jojo? You will be obliged to join the servant of the Lord for now. All right. So there's also, after 1 month of MER1, there is financial stewardship. There is evangelization training after 12 months after Christian Life program. Beyond the first year, there are many other courses: living as people of God, Christian personal relationship, and various training modules for those who will undertake service in Couples for Christ. Various teachings will also be given through prayers, assemblies, conferences, and the conference Couples for Christ, as Brother Jojo mentioned, will be in July. It's timely for you to be able to join that conference. It's very empowering. So, other occasions, and through the Couples for Christ websites, we have a website, global websites. You just online there, and you'll find different materials. We also have books and other materials on evangelization, marriage, working at the pool, and etc. By the other regular activities of our community, annual leaders conference and annual team weekend retreat, monthly prayer assemblies in view of the household meeting, Lord's Day, celebration, anniversaries, family days, evangelization rallies, leaders conference, social activities, etc. Participation in church activities and advocates. I can see the sign that I have 10 minutes more. So in conclusion, brothers and sisters. But before I go to a conclusion, I'd like to share a story, just a very short one, enough for 10 minutes. I see a couple around 94 or 93 years old, all the time go to church and they are holding each other. And the husband is always inalalayan na lagi ng wife niya. Ano naman to eh? And you can see that the eyes parang gusto nang bumigay. And I was just playing my mind. I was wondering, what for example if that you were lucky enough and then nagustuhan ka niya tapos naging kaibigan mo ganon. And then wala siyang inheritance. And then pina-inheritan niya sa iyo na bigla ng mayaman pala yun. Would you be happy with that? Wala yatang gusto mo ganun, ha? Just playing mo nga. Just partly, ha? But the thing is, what I'm trying to drive at is, when you receive a treasure here in heaven, but the thing is, after life, after here, you cannot bring the treasure with you. But your relationship with God and the salvation for us, our soul, is for eternity. That is the most important treasure, and God can use us powerfully. That is the great treasure that we need to pass on to whoever pass along our way. And so, brothers and sisters, we are living in exciting times. As we see the deterioration of Christian values and family life all around us, in all parts of the world, we are also seeing God's loving and protective hands in trying to restore the Christian family back to His original plan. We need to see this spiritual drama with the eyes of faith that we cannot see in our own naked eye. We are called to be part of God's work, and we should gladly respond to the divine effort of restoring family back to His kingdom. We are inviting you, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters here, we would like to welcome you. We are inviting you to be part of God's work by being part of Opus for Christ once after the dedication next week. Just like Jesus, we don't oblige you. It should be coming from your heart. As the saying goes, the doorknob is on the inside. You are the one to decide. God has given us the freedom. So we encourage you to join Opus for Christ. Think and pray about that covenant of Opus for Christ. Look at the covenant as an idea, not yet fully in place, but as what God wants us to do. What is important for us, for you, is to be able to make the covenant is that you understand the covenant. You accept it heartily as healthy and even necessary for Christian family living, and you will try to live it out. We precisely need one another in Opus for Christ in order to support each other in living out the covenant. If you decide, brothers and sisters, and we are hopeful you will, and we are expecting you to come back next week to make that covenant. Can we hear a yes from you, brothers? Yes. A little bit convincing. Yes.
Yes!
All right. Thank you very much, and God bless always.